Okay, so incredible cast, incredible premise. Something is just off for me. What's up, everybody? So, continuing to revisit the Predator franchise. Today I'm talking about Predators, which came out in 2010, directed by Nimrod Antal, but produced and actually the idea and premise for it came from director Robert Rodriguez. And it's a really interesting premise where in this particular film, these group of bad guys, mercenaries, are transported from Earth to what looks like the this game preserve that the predator species has. Um, and it's a really interesting collection of people. I mean, the cast is just top notch as far as skill level as actors. I mean, you got at this point Academy Award winner the first time, Adrian Brody. You got Topher Grace. You got Alice Braga, Mahershala Ali is in it. Danny Trejo is in it. Lawrence Fishburne. It's just stacked. Walton Goggins is in this. It has like on its surface what looks like just a perfect combination of people. I mean, but the only problem that I see with that group of people is nobody really stands out. Walton Goggins isn't what he is now at the time. I mean, this is 15 years ago at this point, right? And Mahershala Ali really didn't become, the Academy Award winning actor that he is twice over now. Um, so there's just a lack of presence, a lack of gravitas, and you know, Arnold definitely brought his to the table in the first one. I think Danny Glover and Gary Busey did really good jobs in the second one, but it didn't really. I didn't feel any of that in this particular one. Now, having said that, there are some really, really great things that I like about it. Again, the premise is awesome. It's like, let's take it out of Earth and whatever limitations they may have thought in the creative process with, okay, we use the jungle on Earth, we use the concrete jungle of a city. Let's take this up a notch, which they did, and I kind of like it, especially the fact that they're all kind of basically bad guys, and then they have to figure out a way to coexist and work with each other. Whereas there's no way they would have ever done that if they were on Earth, and so the situation, the setting itself, forces them to find a way to coexist. Um, the other thing that it didn't really land with me, even though it looks really cool and some people really like it, are some of the homages to the original Predator movie. You have this one Japanese Yakuza guy who decides he wants to face one of the Predator monsters by himself, no shirt, and a sword. And it's like, okay, I remember that from the first one, so okay, I guess it's a nice little callback to that particular moment. The other moment is like the stripped bare one where Adrian Brody is basically the last man standing, and he's just covered in mud, and now he's gonna fight the predator, and it just I don't know. I guess because he pops up in that moment shirtless, and even though he's jacked, Adrian Brody's a naturally really skinny dude, so jacked for him is not exactly Arnold Schwarzenegger level. Um, and so if he's not going to have the look of being, really muscular and physically imposing, and still not have it be any factor in the fight, then it doesn't really do it for me. It kind of gets like the message of that gets lost, whereas it's really present in the first one. Um, I thought the lore of it I thought was really interesting, a cool way of like expanding the world of the Predator. Whereas we're introduced to Lawrence Fishburne's character, who has been there. I believe he's had 7 cycles. So he's been on this game preserve for a while, and he's survived. And so he kind of explains a little bit of what it is that they do and how what the quote unquote rules are. of this particular game that they do. Having said that, the other part of that that I thought was a bit much, I didn't really think it was necessary in the story, where one of the things that gets revealed is this almost like civil war going on between the old guard and the old heads of the predator species, and how they approach the game and the hunt with the new school that has, the old guard just wants like basic, almost nothing kinds of weapons, whereas the old guard is, no, we got to have, all this advanced stuff. And, it's kind of like, hunters, I imagine, where some of them are like, no, bows and arrows, and the other one is like, we got to get the most sophisticated scopes possible for our rifles. So I thought the idea of that was interesting. I just didn't think it was necessary. And so I don't think it really enhanced the story for me as much as, okay, let's bring these people to this planet and let them see how they survive amongst each other and against the predators hunting them. I mean, concept wise, I think it is superior to Predator 2. But execution wise, I would still prefer. I mean, one is almost like in its own category as far as being a classic and what it did for the action movie genre and genre merges. But with the rest of the sequels, I still enjoy Predator 2 more. Anyways, what about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.